Groundhog Day, the movie, the main character repeats the same mistakes over and over again. Since it's February, our next guest says don't repeat your parents' estate planning mistakes. Joining us now is Al Spiegel from the McLario law firm. Hey, Al.
Hello, good morning. Happy Thursday, Molly.
Happy Thursday to you, too. I love this groundhog theme because there are probably some mistakes our parents tended to make that we could avoid, right?
We certainly can avoid some things that caused us a lot of headaches in the past, so that would be a good idea.
All right, so let's talk about the top 5 mistakes as it relates to estate planning, starting with mistake number 1, which is you don't need an estate plan right now. Maybe you're on the younger side, let's say.
Sure. Well, we all think we're immortal, and I guess that's probably a good thing. We don't want to be thinking about our demise all the time. The problem is when we sit down and we make an estate plan, it gives us the opportunity to work through a lot of issues and talk about a lot of important relationships and plans, things that might not happen after your death, but things that you can start planning for now. The other thing is a good estate plan is going to prepare you for, if you have to go in for surgery and you need a power of attorney, or you need to think strategically about how to transfer a family cabin. A lot of good discussions that can happen and allow us to take advantage of tax laws and just get people on the same page now while everybody's happy and healthy.
Yeah, such a great point while you're still feeling good. Mistake number 2, should you leave everything to one person you trust and just tell them what to do? You say that's a mistake. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, there's a few things wrong with it. The first thing, and sort of the most skeptical thing, is that a lot of times when people die, relationships and allegiances change. So a person who was completely loyal to you and said, oh, sure, give me all the money, I'll split it up evenly. Who knows what they're going to be going through at the time of your death? They might have some kind of financial crisis going on in their life, and they might decide to reallocate things. I know when I'm hired to litigate people's probates or estates, when people are arguing, every person in the situation thinks they know what the deceased person really intended to do. And it doesn't all match up. So it gets confused pretty much. So if we want to be clear about where things are going, put it in writing and get it to those people. The other reason is the people that we designate could be in the middle of a divorce. They could be getting sued. Which could make them vulnerable and your money vulnerable to circumstances that you never even imagined when you talked about putting them in charge.
Such a great point because things change, not just for the person writing the estate plan, but those receiving things. Mistake number 3 has to do with taxes. Taxes, some people might think, aren't impacted by the estate gift.
Right. There are a lot of things we can be doing, especially my clients who are wanting to give charitable gifts. We can be starting to make those charitable gifts now. We can be putting structures in place to maximize the tax benefit of those charitable gifts. And one thing we can do with enough planning is we can give charities assets that would otherwise have had required the beneficiaries to pay taxes. So like a 401k, for example, we give a charity a 401k, they pay 0 taxes. We give it to a regular beneficiary who's an individual, they're going to have to pay income taxes. So we can actually expand the size of your estate if we plan ahead and we think about how different types of assets are going to be treated for tax reasons.
I'm really interested in mistake number 4. Why is it a problem to think that you can just create a will and then forget about it?
Right. Well, the biggest issue, people who are kind of in my demographic and have younger kids, the thing that I see that reinforces this reality is I'll sit down with people 5 or 6 or 7 years after they made their first will and say, oh, well, here's what you've got in your will, and here's who you've listed as the guardians of your children. And they'll gasp and say, we haven't talked to those people in 4 years. We don't even know where they live. So
Yeah.
that's a glaring example of relationships change. People move away, as kind of you navigate through life, you might become closer or farther away from someone who you were close to before. So you got to just blow the dust off once in a while and make sure. And then the other thing is we do have changes in the law and changes in your assets. So
Yeah.
you might be the same, but everything else around you is constantly changing. So it's good to just sit down with an advisor. We say every 5 to 7 years, just make sure that everything you think is going to happen is what's actually going to happen.
And revisit. We ran out of time, Al. Really quickly, why is it a mistake to not talk about your wishes?
You take away from yourself and your family the blessing about hearing about why you're doing things in your estate plan. I always tell people if you've got a special keepsake you want to give to someone, give it to them now. If you're not using it, you're giving them the opportunity to hear your story about why it's important to you and why you're giving it to them.
So many mistakes we can avoid if we just ask and consult with the right person. Al, thank you so much. Such important points there in that conversation. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Molly. Have a great day.
You too. And be sure to schedule a free virtual or in-person consultation with the McLario firm. Just go to McLario.com. Get to know them so that you have a trusted partner when the time comes.